Just a little note while I'm working on this, I thought I would mention it. You will see when you make the little rings on the 6th round that they end up being a bit hidden by the scallops. You can obviously, so they can be under like this, or you can actually choose to place them over so you will see them better. But I'm thinking perhaps if I was making this design again, I would either leave a longer picot between the scallops of the previous round, so that it would drop the ring a bit lower so you would see it better and it wouldn't be so stuck in between the scallops of the round. Or else, I just had a little try here, I would make it differently and attach, instead of attaching right in the middle of the scallops, I would attach to the first and last picots of the chains instead. And that way it would make the ring fall below the scallops instead of being sort of a bit stuck into them on top or underneath of them. So that's just a thought. So it's the same number of stitches, just done slightly differently. So the rings are two stitches, 1 picot, 2 stitches, 1 picot, 3 stitches, joined to the picot, 2 stitches, joined to the picot, 3 stitches, picot, 2 stitches, picot, 2 stitches. But it works out at the same number as these rings, but just arranged slightly differently. Just a thought for you to consider. The other thing I wanted to mention is that you'll see as you're making the 6th round that because they're long chains and big rings, they seem to be a little bit messy while you're making it, but it'll be no trouble at all. Once we make the 7th round, it'll make everything go back into place by making the joins in between the large rings, and it'll look neat and organized again. Well, here we are at the end of the 6th round. As you can see, it's looking quite frilly on the edges, but it'll look good once we start working on the next round. So I'm right at the end. I've done the last large ring, and I'm just going to join back right at the beginning. As I said, I did forget to put a magic loop in my first chain, but I will put one in my last chain here to complete the round. So I've made 2 Victorian sets, and I've got 2 more to make, and I'm going to use a magic loop with the helper in my shuttle again, because I find that works really well for me. So just catch it between the bobbin and the body of the shuttle, and then place it on top like this, and I'm going to complete the last chain. So 4 first half of a double stitch, 3, 4, just going to tighten it a little bit, and 4 second half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last 4 second halves of a double stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I really won't pull this one too tight at all, so that's easier to pull my loop through. So I'm removing the helper. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit here, fold it out of the way, snug my chain, and now I can cut my ends. So I'm going to pull one through with the magic loop, and I will have to sew the other one with a needle. And I'm going to pull from the back so that the last knot is in the back of the work. So this twists a little bit, so make sure it's facing the right way before tying that knot. Like this. So I'm going to make a square knot, left over right, right over left. And I'm going to use magic loop to pull this end through, open the loop, past the end, pull enough here to tighten it against the work, like this, and then open the other side and pull on the end, like this. And I'm actually going to sew, because when I sew on here, it might pull a little bit on the end as I sew. So I'm going to actually sew the other end in before I cut the end that I've pulled through with the magic loop. So I'm not going to show you the sewing in. Instead, we want to get started on the 7th round. So I'll see you in a moment for the start of the 7th round. Bye-bye.